Hi everyone, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Vivek and I host this channel. I am a 21 ECE undergrad from Vellore Institute of Technology and I make preparation videos about placements and interview experiences of various students on my channel. So this is specifically third video which is related specifically to Cognizant. The first two videos were, the first one was about complete student experience on Cognizant. If you want to check that video out, the link is in the description. The second video was about the problems which students were facing in the interview and HR experience of Cognizant and what can be the solutions of those. And this is the third video. Here I am going to share an interview experience of a subscriber who has shared me his experience through an email. Well, that is the video about, guys. Here I am going to explain completely what were his interview experience questions and I am going to explain how a student should preferably answer for a better selection procedure. So why delay? Let's dive in right into the video. Before we start the video, I wanted to mention that the student was from a non-CS background. So some questions were also from his core field, some 2 or 3 questions. So yes, that was a point to be noted. And the first question that was asked in the interview, obviously the first question would be to introduce yourself. And every student, I recommend every student to prepare what he's going to speak in the interview, that is what he's going to give the answer for tell me about yourself. Preferably this answer can be about 30 to 40 seconds, not more than that at all, and you can extend this up to 30 seconds only if the interviewer seems pleasing about what you are explaining. Here you need to explain your projects, your academic background, and what were your positions of responsibilities and your achievements. In short, this is a topic for a complete different video, of course, and there I'll be explaining about what you guys can speak specifically. So here this was the first question asked. This was followed by the strengths and weaknesses of the student. You need to remember that strengths and weaknesses shouldn't be in a sugar coated manner, and where you just mention your strengths and manipulate your strength and mention it to be weaknesses. This shouldn't happen in any interview. Mention what is your weakness and what you're doing to rectify the weakness, or to lessen the intensity day by day of the weakness. And what did I do for that to rectify that problem? And I mentioned that when I was a club president at my university, I learned to organize with people and I learned to interact with people, and slowly piece by piece I learned and I tried to rectify this. As of now, I don't have this weakness to that intensity that was before, and I mentioned in this manner. So similarly, you would have such kind of experiences in your career. Try to explain these as well, and suitably it is going to show a positive attitude towards the interviewer. So never quote what are your negatives to be a positives or positives to be negatives, so it just creates that negative impression, because you're just bluffing things, you're just making up things or whatever is not in you, right? So this creates a complete negative impression, because this is the first question they are going to usually ask. So this is what you need to remember. So next, go to the next question what was asked. Another important point which I always emphasize is that every interview questions are going to be mostly following what you have mentioned in your resume. So this very person has mentioned that he is interested or he has knowledge in C language. So the next question which was followed was that what was the difference between procedural oriented programming and object oriented programming. So yes, I always mention object oriented programming is very important for interviews in these IT companies. So yes, if at all you should be stronger in that as well. So this was one of the question he asked, and this is a technical answer. You can just mention it in 3 or 4 sentences if possible. Try to give explanation for object oriented programming and give an example, and for procedure oriented programming give an example. For any technical question, give an explanation and an example. So it is going to be just 2 or 3 sentences, but it is going to portray that you have a strong sense of balance and a good base in these whatever technical questions they ask. So this is how you need to answer technical questions. So let's go to the next question that was asked. So the next questions were also related to the previous coding questions, and he was asked about iterations. And we all know iterations, because every one of us will prepare a language and we need to have a good sense of knowledge in that specific language. So we will be knowing iterations. Try to explain it by giving an example of wherein we'll be using each iteration, so that should be enough. And coming on to next question, he was asked about recursions, and he was also asked to write an example code or explain a code to the interviewer. And this is very important. If you are not able to explain or write a code also, you should be in a position to write at least a pseudo code, and you should be able to explain the algorithm how it works at least. So because even if you are not very good with syntax, it creates a good sense of positive attitude that you at least know the conceptual knowledge, you at least know how to write the code and how to properly algorithmic procedure, right? So that is very important. You need to explain at least the flow of the program if you do not know the complete syntax. And later he was asked about three aptitude questions. Aptitude questions are very important in IT backgrounds and IT companies, and especially related to CTS, that is Cognizant. These have been asked for a lot of days, a lot of years as well, from the last couple of years. This year also, this was common, and most interview people, most students who are giving the interview have faced a lot of quantitative or kind of aptitude questions. So what can you do to prepare these things? Try to prepare every concept possible, and don't try to go deep into the same concept, because they are not going to ask very complex questions in aptitude especially. And try to prepare whatever concepts you do not know. This is very important, because as engineers, most of us, we know a lot of quantitative concepts. For example, time and distance we would have already studied in our bachelors, so we know that, right? But other like work questions or work time questions, we do not know those much. So try to prepare those, try to write the shortcuts and formulas in a separate notebook, and that should be enough for your preparation for aptitude and quantitative questions. And this is how you should prepare for those. And coming on to next core questions, he was asked one or two couple of core questions related to his field. Since he was from a core materialistic science background, he was asked questions related to these things about futuristic materials and other questions. So I always emphasize on this point as well. For example, coming to ECE point of view or EEE point of view, questions like diode, op-amps, MOSFETs and optic fibers, etc. These are basic electronic questions and physics questions. We learn these in the first year itself, irrespective of every branch has a science subject. Every chemical or mechanical or ECE or CSE, everybody has one physics subjects in their 4 years of bachelor's, right? So this is very important to keep in mind. They are usually going to ask some questions on core field as well. So try to prepare at least basics from your core background before attending any IT interview, and especially for Cognizant as well. Another question was that it was related to managerial questions, and he was asked how would you manage the operations and activities of such a big MNC like Cognizant if you get into the company. So managerial questions are very common in companies and in these IT companies, and these questions can be answered in this manner. So if you have some kind of position of responsibilities in your resume or during your bachelor's, for example, previously I have mentioned that I was a club president at my university. What you can do, you can relate the question to your experience. So you can tell him, sir, I was a club president at my university. I organized 3 or 4 events with 2 or 300 students, and the event went on to success. We have received a lot of appreciation. The event went on well, so we had chief guests. We are completely organized from A to Z. So compared to that aspect, though Cognizant is multiple times bigger than those events, I have personally decent experience in organizing those events. So from these events, I am confident that I can organize whatever responsibilities are being given to me in your company like MNC of Cognizant. So this is how you need to answer such kind of questions. Try to relate it with your experience, and if you don't have those, at least try to explain it with the experiences you have from your bachelor's or from the various events which you have attended outside. This is going to be very useful. Try this in your interview as well. Use this formula, and this is going to work out like magic. So yes, that was pretty much of the interview, and one last question that was asked was, do you have any final questions for us before we end up the video? So this question should be answered in a very good manner. There is a small tactic for this. When the interviewer asks you this question, he expects some kind of question from you, right? So you shouldn't tell him that you don't have any question. You should ask him some question. So what kind of questions can you ask? Of course, this is also the content this question can give is for a separate video. I can make a complete video on that. So but for now, for immediate reasons, if I want to explain you guys what should the answer be for this question, I can say that when the interviewer asks you, do you have any questions? You can ask him, how is the company culture and how is the work culture in your company? So, how is the interaction? How are the projects going on in the company? And what kind of role I might get? And what kind of projects I might work on? So, you kind of ask all these questions to the interviewer. Don't ask him too many, that again creates a bad impression. So, try to ask him one or two questions which excite you the most. So, this creates an impression that you are very excited for the job, and it creates an enthusiasm, it presents and it portrays the enthusiasm you have for the job, and it is very important, absolutely, because you need to know about what work you are doing, right? So irrespective of the interviewer, it is important for you as well to know what work you are doing. You are not just going to go and work just like that because you need a job, because you are working there, you will be working there for a couple of years more. So knowing the work culture is very important. Try to know this and try to ask this question in the interview, and that should be the last question you ask the interview. If he asks you, do you have any more questions? Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. If you have any more questions, do let me know in the comment section, and that's it. Stay safe, stay informative. This is Vivek signing off. Bye bye.